Morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Daniel Johnson. I'm the Media Officer in the Ministry of Agriculture. This morning, my job is to navigate you through a program which came to roughly last about 2 hours. Let me start off by acknowledging our Minister, Dr. Ivan Meyer, the Western Cape Minister of Agriculture, our Head of Department, Dr. Mogale Sebopetsa, our two DDGs, Dr. Ilse Chartman and Mr. Darryl Jacobs, our CFO, Ms. Lindy Govender, our senior managers, and of course our honoured guests, Gijs Dutoit and Johan Dutoit from the Dutoit Group, Johan Ehlers, who is the former big boss at Agri-Expo, Shoprite, Peter van Zyl, Chris Schutte, and Wayne Newman, Agri-Expo, Brayton Mulford, and Chris Fourie, HORTGRO, Mariette Kotze, Angelo Peterson, and Ilse Marie Steenkamp, and in Pels, Gerrit van Vieren, Lena Plaatjes, and Caitlin Abdul. Good morning to all of you, and I'm now going to hand over to our Head of Department, Dr. Mogale Sebopetsa, to do the opening. Dr. Mogale.
Our colleagues will clap hands. Firstly, thank you very much, Mr. Johnson. Good morning, Minister. Good morning to all of your colleagues. It's good to see all of you here. I always want to remind people of the mission of this department. It's to unlock the full potential of the agricultural sector, to enhance the economy, the ecology, and of course the social wealth of the people of the Western Cape. And that would never be possible without the contribution that all of you make. And somebody said that people receive more flowers than the living people. And I think today we are going to give flowers to the people that are alive, because it is yourselves that contribute to the success of the agricultural sector. I'm not going to bore you with the numbers of what you guys generate in the Western Cape. But what you see here is not a convention, because usually we thank people after they are dead. But today we're going to appreciate you while you're alive, because what you do really is making a huge difference out there. And therefore yourselves are difference makers. And yourselves therefore continue to decorate the agricultural sector in the Western Cape. And from the bottom of my heart, of course representing the entire personnel of the department, we want to thank you for what you do. We want to thank you for working together with us, and obviously my minister, whose brainchild this is, and something that we all have to learn, that indeed it becomes important to spend time to thank people while there's still time. Because tomorrow is never promised to anyone. What we have is today. And today, from where we are seated, from our hearts to yours, welcome to Elsenbeck, but also enjoy the decoration that you'll receive here today, because today is about decorating you as you decorate the sector. Thank you, and welcome to the Weskaap Landbou Department.
Thank you, Dr. Mogale. Dr. Mogale indicated that today's event is the brainchild of our minister. So let's hear from our minister to just unpack the purpose behind this morning. Minister Meyer.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Mogale, and very happy to all of you who are here. Mogale and Daniel used the word purpose. Purpose means the original intent. Purpose means the reason why you are here. When I became a minister, I came to realize that I can only succeed, and this department can only succeed, if we practice partnership and collaboration. And I see partnership and collaboration with all of you here today. But there's another purpose. To succeed in the 21st century knowledge economy, organizations need 4 things. First thing, you need a big picture. Not the picture of your organization, not the picture of your desk, but you need to see the big picture, the global picture, how your business impact globally, regionally, and internationally. The second thing about having a successful business is to have operational excellence. It's no good to see the big picture, but you can't translate it into operational excellence. So the purpose of this today is to acknowledge organizations and individuals that see the big picture, but translate it into operational excellence. But that in itself is not enough, because we live in a global world. And that's why you need 2 further things. One, you need to understand and work in a diverse environment and understand diversity in the world in which we live. That's product diversity, that is institutional diversity, that's financial diversity through blended financing, for example. So diversity in its broader context, so that you're not moving into a silo. The fourth one is to adapt to an ever-changing environment. And today, as Daniel and Mukhale said, this is my brain child. Brain means you have the capacity to think. So this is my brain child because I demonstrated the capacity to think, to say my thinking is that we must acknowledge people that understand the global picture. We have war in Europe, we have global supply chain management that is changing, we have problems at the harbor. That's why we need operational efficiency and demonstrate excellence in our products. But also we work in a diverse workforce, but also in a continual changing environment. COVID has taught us that we must be able to adapt to ever-changing environment. So the purpose of this, as Dr. Mukhale has indicated, I'm also tired of attending funerals and then good things are said by people that are dead. I have decided I want to acknowledge people who truly make the Western Cape a blueprint of success. And the success is in the area of Agri-Expo. We will talk about later what that contribution is. But I also acknowledge the individuals like Johan Ehlers for what his contribution was. The Dutoit Group, you will hear what I have to say about them and their history and their contribution, not to agriculture, but to building human beings. HORTGRO, fantastic stuff that they are doing, and I have also written the motivation. Contribution of cows, fantastic, new thinking, and thinking is very important in terms of land reform. Every year we have the Prestige Agri-Worker competition for many years, and the contribution of Shoprite is very much today appreciated. So this is to put on record that a ministerial order of appreciation will be allocated in this session, and I've decided to keep it low profile and in a humble way. There's not going to be, ons gaan nie skapeslag vandag nie. Because you have humble beginnings and you work in the spirit of humility, but you add great value. So this award is for your understanding of the global environment, operational excellence, diversity, and manage change in the world in which we live. And change now is permanent. Every day you see change, and I think I want to thank you for your contribution in the ever-changing environment. So that's the purpose of the session. Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you, Minister. We are going to now immediately go into the handover ceremony. invite Dr. Ilse Chapman to do the first one, and that is the contribution of Agri-Expo.
Good morning, Minister, HOD, and esteemed guests. It's indeed an honor for me to read the motivations of each and every organization. As Minister said, it is brainchild, and he wrote the motivation himself. The first one goes to Agri-Expo. The Western Cape Department of Agriculture values and appreciate Agri-Expo's contribution towards agriculture in the Western Cape. Agri-Expo is a professional promotion and marketing organization for the agricultural sector, focusing on exhibitions and other public initiatives in the interest of its members, agricultural players, the government and the public. Agri-Expo is known for its involvement with agricultural shows, especially its Young One Show, Youth Show, horse riding shows, the Veritas Judging Awards and the Dairy Championships. Agri-Expo is also a member of the Royal Agricultural Society of the Commonwealth. Agri-Expo has been involved in the South African dairy industry since 1834, when the first South African Dairy Championships was held, with one goal in mind: to promote excellence in dairy products. Agri-Expo created the Quality emblem in 2001, and today it's South Africa's only mark of excellence in the dairy industry. Youth shows were initiated by Agri-Expo in 1998 and today held in all 9 provinces. In the Western Cape, 9 regional youth shows are held, as well as a provincial youth show. It should, however, be mentioned that it is due to a request from this society, and that is the original Cape Agricultural Society from which Agri-Expo emanated. In 1866, there was a request for an experimental farm, and for that reason Elsenburg was obtained for government purposes, and in 1886 the Department of Agriculture was established. In 1888 the first agricultural school was established with a 2-year diploma at the Victoria College in Stellenbosch. This was the beginning of the Elsenburg Agricultural College. Because of this history, we are linked to Agri-Expo, and we share a bond that will last for generations to come, and everyone knows that last year the college was 125 years old. The Western Cape Department of Agriculture is proud to be associated with Agri-Expo, who is also involved in agri-work and youth development. Through our partnership and collaboration, we are indeed stronger together. This ministerial certificate of appreciation is awarded to Agri-Expo for their unconditional support towards the expansion and promotion of agricultural shows, dairy products, and the training of youth in showcasing agriculture in the Western Cape. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Chapman. I now invite Minister Meyer and Daryl Jacobs to do the handover.
Ministerial, if I can just read out exactly what's on the certificate. The Ministerial Certificate of Appreciation is presented to Agri-Expo in recognition of the role the institution has played over decades in the promotion and marketing of the agricultural sector in the Western Cape. The small one.
Thank you, and I invite Mr. Drayton Holford, the General Manager of Agri-Expo, to say a few words.
Ladies and gentlemen, dames and heren, Minister, thank you very much for Agri-Expo. It's a huge honor. I didn't think in my wildest dream we'll receive an award, a ministerial award like this. And I honestly want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, to you, Minister, also to the HOD and the whole department. Thank you for the strong arm that you is for Agri-Expo. Dankie dat ons altyd 'n oop deur beleid by julle het. Dis vir ons lekker om met die departement geassosieer te wees. thank you that you were the first minister in my 17 years at Agri-Expo that came to our office and wanted to know what's happening at Agri-Expo. What are we doing? Where are we going? What does the future of Agri-Expo looks like? And that shows your commitment and dedication. Maar dit wys ook die menswees, minister, en van ons kant af, thank you very much, Agri-Expo, our 300 plus members, our council, our president is also here, Chris Fourie, also our previous CEO, Johan, dankie vir wat jy ook gedoen het vir Agri-Expo oor die jare. I honestly want to thank you, Minister, and the Department of Agriculture. It's a huge honor for Agri-Expo to receive this award. Baie dankie.
Thank you, Rachel. Our next award is
Minister will do the next one in Islam.
Johan Ehlers. Will you join us, please?
Johan, baie geluk. Hierdie toekenning vir jou lang diensjare by Agri-Expo en die fondering wat jy daar geskep het, is now given to you in recognition for your invaluable contribution to support, promote and market agricultural sector in the Western Cape during your term as Chief Executive Officer of Agri-Expo. I know in life, when people move on, there's a memory lapse. And it is my duty and my responsibility never to allow a memory lapse and always to honor people who have built a foundation. And Johan, you've done an outstanding job. When I arrived here, I know before the previous minister at the time, Gerard van Rensburg, he introduced me to you, he introduced me to Agri-Expo, and this is in recognition for the work. You must never say, oh, I'm gone, they forgot me. Not under my watch will it ever happen. And so we value the tradition, history and practices for what you have done, and success is always what happened when you're gone. The place is growing. Brighton, whom you have trained, whom you have invested, the success we now see. Success is when your successor succeeds. And it is in that context that we value your contribution.
Baie dankie, minister. Dit is regtig ongelooflike voorreg om vandag te wees saam met julle. Na 25 jaar by Agri-Expo onthou ek die tyd wat ons nader aan die departement van landbou begin beweeg, spesifiek Elsenburg so en hoe Agri-Expo se baie vorentoe net ontplof het daarvandaan af. En dit gaan oor verhoudinge. En daar waar ek nou rustig is op Stanford. Dit is so wonderlik om as 'n mens te begin gesels en gesprekke het, hoe jy met trots oor landbou kan praat en die mense in landbou en die vennootskappe in landbou. En ek dink daarmee saam ook moet daar vir julle baie dankie gesê word. Vir Mugali, vir Karel, vir Ilse, Marie, julle almal, Dirk, ander wie se name ek nie almal noem nie. Vir wat julle gedoen het en hoe julle ook saam met ons landbou in die wêreld gedra het. Ek dink aan die Royal Agricultural Society of the Commonwealth, die geleenthede wat die departement geskep het dat ons daar kon uitkom. Ek onthou die Burgundy Cheesemakers Exchange Programs wat ons gehad het, wat daar inisiatiewe was en die departement net alles omarm het en saam met ons gestap het. So, ek voel klein, ek is nederig vandag en ek sê vir julle baie dankie. Baie dankie aan Agri-Expo vir die 25 jaar wat ek daar op gehad het. En vir die geleentheid om te kon groei om vandag hierdie kon ontvang. Baie dankie.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next award goes to the Dutoit Group. The Western Cape Department of Agriculture values and appreciates the Dutoit Group's contribution towards agriculture in the Western Cape. For 130 years, the Dutoit family has been at the forefront of the cultivation of fruit and vegetables and supplies these products locally and overseas. They recently celebrated their 130th anniversary and shows that they have comfortably ridden the waves through difficult times with the help of innovation and determination. The organization includes the Dutoit Families Empowerment Initiative and the Dutoit Group, which includes the Dutoit Agri, Nutrient Farms, which focuses on joint ventures with already existing successful farmers, the Dutoit Invest, the Dutoit International, and Lipland. Family is still the heart of the organization. Henny Dutoit represents the 4th generation in the family and has just been appointed as the family business new CEO. Together with him, the other family members Gijsbert and Pieter Dutoit are part of the company as executive directors, while other family members also play different roles in the business. They are committed to implementing innovative, sustainable solutions, managing biodiversity, using natural resources responsibly, and reducing and managing waste in a responsible way. The Dutoit Group not only focuses on farming, but is also involved in various socio-economic development programs to improve the community's well-being, youth education, healthcare, social development, sports and recreation of the socio-economic development initiatives that the group manages. The Western Cape Department of Agriculture is proud to be associated with the Dutoit Group, who never shies away from doing the right thing responsibly. This ministerial certificate of appreciation is awarded to the Dutoit Group for their unconditional support towards the agricultural economy, while they care for their workers, the environment, and the natural resources in the Western Cape.
Minister, I now invite Mr. Gijs Dutoit, Executive Director of the Dutoit Group, to join Minister.
This ministerial certificate of appreciation is presented to the Dutoit Group in recognition of your contribution to the agricultural sector through the production and distribution of quality fruit and vegetables for the South African and international markets, culminating in the creation of jobs and economic growth opportunities in the Western Cape. Congratulations.
I don't know the company you're talking to, but thank you very much. I was part of this company, it's 130 years old, for 50 years. Started my career in 1974. And for me, it was a privilege to be part of a company which do business in agriculture for 130 years. I want to tell you a story. I was invited to China as part of a group. The reason for the invitation was to set up a big agricultural business with the small farmers in China. Okay, and we met the Minister of Agriculture in Beijing. We had a dinner with him, our group, discussion where I can still remember every word. And the main take home from him was, hungry people are dangerous people. So in China, the number one goal for the government is to feed the nation. And there's 1.2 billion people, so it's a lot more than it's in South Africa. And I'm a bit worried that we must feed 19 million people, if I'm right, every month out of tax money. So I want to leave it here. I'm worried about that. And the importance of agriculture to feed the nation must always be in the forefront of every government. And I think we've got the farmers, we've got the people that can do the job. We had a drought this year with maize, but still produce enough food for the country. So that's my story. The second thing I want to share with you, I'm coming from a little town, Gerrit, Lennox. Forgot your name now, sorry Lennox. Coming from a little town where we are agricultural driven. 80–90% of the economy of Sierra is agriculture. And we grew the economy in Sierra for many years, 4–5%. The economy is growing by 5%. So we must do something right there. When you take that compare that with the national growth rate of South Africa, we must do something right. So what I'm going to share with you now, this is new news. We are going to get all the people in Sierra combined in a shared vision. A vision that's only there to grow the economy of Sierra. And I'm very, ek is opgewonde om hande te kan vat met al die deelnemers in Sierra, van die munisipaliteit, van landbou, van ons het daar die besigheid het hande gevat in een organisasie wat almal deel vorm van hierdie shared vision. En ons het nou gaan ons eerste gesprek hê met Dr. Kirsten, wat ons gaan help om hierdie ding professioneel te doen. En as ons kan dit reg kry om al die mense van Sierra te kan inkoop in hierdie shared vision. En ons kan voortgaan om die ekonomie te groei, kan dit as 'n voorbeeld vir Suid-Afrika dien.
Ja, mooi.
Meneer Minister, baie dankie vir die toekenning. Ek gaan dit deel, ek is deel van 'n familie, ek is deel van, maar net, ons is nou aan die oorgee na die volgende generasie. Ek is maar net deel daarvan. Ek sê baie dankie vir die toekenning. Ek gaan dit definitief deel met die familie nog so by so vanaand. Baie dankie.
Baie dankie. Ek gaan dit weer oor aan Dr. Charles.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next motivation goes to HORTGRO. The Western Cape Department of Agriculture values and appreciates HORTGRO's contribution towards agriculture in the Western Cape. HORTGRO supports the deciduous fruit growers to be successful in a globally competitive environment with a mission to create an enabling environment to enhance equity, sustainability, profitability and competitiveness. They focus on production, research and technology, communication, market and transformation within the deciduous fruit industry. HORTGRO realized that fruit farmers cannot compete on the international market without research. The research they fund focuses on generating new knowledge, technologies or practices that are required to mitigate, avoid or overcome threats and risks and to leverage opportunities. Their primary objective is to keep South African pome and stone fruit growers internationally competitive and economically sustainable. As of January 2022, HORTGRO added the tissue culture facility at Burnham Farm outside Paarl, which has added a certified quarantine facility to its operations. The tissue culture facility was supported by the Western Cape Department of Agriculture, who contributed to the establishment of this new facility. HORTGRO proved that they have agility and can adapt in an ever-changing environment. They create and facilitate a conducive environment for all to transform in a sustainable manner. As this cannot be achieved in isolation, they are also partnered with the public and private sectors, which included the Western Cape Department of Agriculture. It is heartwarming to see that HORTGRO remains committed to its goal to improve the lives of communities. An example of this is the mentorship program, where 30 interns completed the internships at various producers and pack houses. HORTGRO also have a Fruit Workers Development Trust with the goal to make profitable investments and to distribute their returns to beneficiaries over time. The beneficiaries are South African citizens who are permanently workers on fruit farms. The Trust objectives include education, training, skills development, job creation, health and welfare, medical expenses, social interaction, and the overall improvement of the quality of life of the beneficiaries. Furthermore, HORTGRO also have an undergraduate bursary program which enrolls students in various agricultural qualifications at different institutions across South Africa, including the Ultimate Agricultural Training Institute. Most of these students hail from previously disadvantaged groups. Lastly, HORTGRO also support farmers with blended finance options through HORTFin, which is a ring-fenced loan facility directed at the fruit industry value chain. It provides innovative and comprehensive financing and support systems in a manner that promotes job creation, transformation and sustainability. The custodian of HORTFin is the deciduous fruit industry, supported by the Jobs Fund and Land Bank. The Western Cape Department of Agriculture is proud to be associated with HORTGRO. This ministerial certificate of appreciation is awarded to HORTGRO for their support towards the agricultural sector while they care for their growers, their workers, the environment and natural resources in the Western Cape. Thank you.
Group Operations Manager.
The ministerial certificate of appreciation is presented to HORTGRO in recognition of your support and contribution to the Western Cape deciduous fruit growers through your different initiatives to enable success in a globally competitive environment.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Ons verstaan dat Anton Hy jag in Galagari.
Angela, ons wil 'n paar woorde sê.
Dank u.
Ja, maar die het doen dit delegeer. Anton is nie Kalahari en ek het nou gehoop hy gaan my nou sy speech stuur, maar hy sê die e-pos is nie so vinnig in Kalahari. So let me say a few words on his behalf. Ladies and gentlemen, Honourable Minister, thank you very much for the support over the years to HORTGRO and the partnership with the department. It's really been awesome. And I think it works because there's a common vision, as Kay said. If there's a common vision, you can achieve a lot. That means the partnership is aligned, and when partnerships are aligned, you can achieve much more. I have recently had to deal with, and I wear a number of hats in agriculture, with issues where the partnerships was perhaps not as aligned as should be. And the national minister asked me, so what's the bottom line? I said, it's simple. If you want to go far, you have to work in partnerships. You have to be aligned and you have to have a common vision. That's not a secret. The other things though, and the minister mentioned, you have to work with humility and you have to do what you do with love. And here I'm talking about agape love. And if you do that, then you in agriculture. So there's two things I found in agriculture. The one is farmers still pray. Whenever I go to a meeting, I start with the prayer. And I know we come from an agnostic society, our constitution is agnostic. But I appreciate that because that's humility. The other thing is, no matter what, hulle maak 'n plan. And the partnerships that we've got around here is because plans are made all the time, and that's the HORTGRO philosophy as well. They've especially asked me to say thank you to the department for the support on the numerous projects, and especially our flagship with the department, the Agri-Expo talent, because that's really changed lives. Thank you very much. It's been a privilege. Thank you again, and for the initiative. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next award winner is pels. Now, I always get the feeling if you talk about pels, you praat van jou pelle. So, ek kan nou sê die mense wat weet they should change the acronym to PIL, pelle in landbou. But that's not what Minister wrote, that's my Minister's motivation was the following. The Western Cape Department of Agriculture values and appreciates the role that PALS, the real acronym is Partners in Agri-Land Solutions, plays in solving land reform challenges in practical, merit-based and an honest manner that supports economic growth, job creation, food security, custodianship and social harmony in the Western Cape. Land reform is inevitable a part of the landscape of the South African agriculture, and it has to be addressed based on sound business principles, solid legal structures, mentorship and training to ensure emerging black farmers become successful commercial farmers. This unique PALS framework ensures that issues of sustainability, mistrust, unequal relationships, and an exit strategy is addressed. Since it was established in 2015 in Ceres, Witzenberg, or Ceres in the Witzenberg, by farmers in partnership with local communities and all three spheres of government. PALS produced many success stories by sticking to their vision of training emerging black farmers to become successful commercial farmers. The initiative connected many established farmers with new era farmers, the private sector, government, municipalities and communities to ultimately empower rural communities with sustainable, structured agricultural development. The Western Cape Department of Agriculture is proud to be associated with PALS and the initiatives in the Western Cape. Through our partnership and collaboration, we are indeed stronger together. PELS is transforming people's lives in meaningful and substantive ways. Through PELS, small-scale farmers not only become true land owners with full title, but their success as farmers is ensured by sensible partnerships with commercial farmers. It's a tried and tested framework based on sound corporate governance principles and is replicable across all communities. This ministerial certificate of appreciation is awarded to PELS for their role in empowering and transforming emerging black farmers into successful commercial farmers in the Western Cape. Thank you.
So as they come forward, let me just read. The Ministerial Certificate of Appreciation is presented to PELS, Partners in Agri-Land Solutions, in recognition of the role the institution has played in proactively solving land reform challenges in a practical, merit-based and honest manner that supports economic growth, job creation, food security, custodianship and social harmony in the Western Cape. Congratulations.
Honorable Minister Mayor, HOD of the Department of Agriculture, Western Cape, distinguished guests, thank you for the privilege this morning. Good morning, all of you. Kindly allow me to express a few words of our sincerest appreciation on behalf of the PELS Board of Directors, in particular our Board Chairman, Mr. Dr. Heinrich Jantjies, who made an apology this morning, could not be here because of other engagements. I'd like to also, on behalf of our PELS producers, whom I believe are the pioneers, together with the advice and the strategic leadership they got from Gerrit van Vieren in 2014, to start this initiative of bringing our farmers together to find lasting solutions for land reform for our country. PELS, or Partners in Agri-Land Solutions, was established, as said, in 2015 as a private sector-driven initiative. And its aim has been since inception to contribute to building an inclusive, sustainable and a thriving agricultural sector through the establishment of successful black commercial farmers and agricultural entrepreneurs in the value chain space. This morning, Honourable Minister, we want to acknowledge the leadership of both the black and white farmers, and I'm glad Gys is here. Gys was among many other pioneers. Gys van die Dutoit Group, baie dankie vir die leierskap, and the other farmers who came together to start this vision of growing together. But equally so, we want to acknowledge this morning the journey traveled with the department under your leadership, Minister. I think there are two very important documents that we can really go and peruse that came out this year. The first one being the Land Reform Evaluation Report that reflected on the work done by the department in terms of broadly expediting land reform. And that, I believe, sets an example of what can happen in the country if we put the best people for the job. The second report, and again I want to thank Honourable Minister and your team, is the PELS Evaluation Report that your department commissioned that evaluated PELS on its impact and its contribution to finding sustainable land reform solutions. And these are products of work done in cooperation, private sector and government at provincial level. And I believe these two examples, it sets the tone of what can be achieved if we put our minds and our hearts together for the best interest of our country. Like Gys, I also share the fear of hungry people. If people are hungry, there's no limit to the things they can do. So really thank you for your leadership, Minister Mayor, and the HOD and the team of the department for helping us on this journey. We have established PELS in the Western Cape since 2015, but this initiative has now grown to Mpumalanga and Free State, and we are working with farmers on all corners of the country. And they are all buying into this vision that if the Western Cape can do it through the examples of leaders on the ground, it can happen for the rest of our country. So on behalf of PALS, the entire team that works behind the scenes that might not all be here this morning, we really want to appreciate the recognition we received this morning. I thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we get to the last award this morning, and that goes to Shoprite. The Western Cape Department of Agriculture values and appreciated the agri-workers in this province. Agri-workers play a critical role in the agri-value chain and in the Western Cape economy. For more than 2 decades, the Western Cape Department of Agriculture is hosting the Agri-Worker of the Year competition in 16 regions and 16 categories across the Western Cape. This Agri-Worker competition is a signature event on the annual calendar of the Western Cape Department of Agriculture. The purpose of Shoprite is to uplift lives every day by pioneering access to the most affordable goods and services, economic opportunity, and protecting our planet. Core values of Shoprite is to be making a difference beyond their doors. Shoprite also believes in helping others where they can. Shoprite embrace economic transformation and support communities where the customer needs are the biggest. The Western Cape Department of Agriculture is proud to be associated with Shoprite and their commitment to our agri-workers in the Western Cape. Through our partnership and collaboration with Shoprite, we are indeed stronger together. The prestige agri-worker competition is transforming people's lives in meaningful and substantive ways, and Shoprite is playing a significant role in this regard. Shoprite has implemented its purpose and core values and transferred it into the Western Cape Prestige Agri-Worker Forum. This ministerial certificate of appreciation is awarded to Shoprite for their role in agri-worker empowerment in the Western Cape. Thank you.
The ministerial certificate of appreciation is presented to Shoprite in recognition of your continuous and loyal support and commitment to agri-worker empowerment for your sponsorship of the Western Cape Prestige Agri-Worker Annual Competition. Shoprite has changed lives and transformed the agri-worker landscape in the Western Cape.
My contract sê ek het eers 12 uur op 'n maandag te begin Engels praat. Hy sê dan sommer die Engels aan ons praat. Nee, die Shoprite betrokkenheid by presies agri-werk kompetisie word gedryf eerstens deur 'n span passievolle mense by Freshmark spesifiek, passievol vir landbou. Nie net in Suid-Afrika, maar veral ook in die Weskaap. Ek het laasweek met die afskop van die 2024 Prestige Agri-Werk kompetisie gesê met ek hou dat ek dink het al die laaste 10 jaar gesê dat dis vir ons 'n voorreg om te kan teruggee. Teruggee aan die gemeenskappe wat die Shoprite handelsmerk vir langer as 500 jaar ondersteun in die Weskaap. Teruggee vir die manne en vroue wat plant, oes, pak, reën, sonskyn, 7 dae 'n week, en help om die 2,5 biljoen rand se groente en vrug wat ons hier in die Weskaap aankoop in mekaar te sit. Dit bly vir ons 'n voorreg en is 'n klein deeltjie en 'n groot voorreg om daai klein deeltjie te kan teruggee vir hulle. Baie dankie.
Baie dankie Pieter van Zyl. Dames en heren, ons het na die einde gekom van ons van die oorhandiging ceremonie. Baie dankie aan ons twee collega's, Dr. Ilse Troutman en meneer Daryl Jacobs. Ek nooi nou graag die departementshoof, Dr. Johan Ehlers, vorentoe om die laaste spreekbeurt te beginnen.
Colleagues, thank you very much. I think Mr. Pansay, your contract and mine are probably the same. Because mine say I should speak Afrikaans from Thursday. So, thank you very much, firstly to the Minister for this. I think all of us have something to learn as to how to appreciate people whilst they are still alive. I think that's extremely important. But it was earlier this year in February where the Minister of Finance was delivering his budget speech. And I think he said something to the extent of the economy is presaged to grow by 0.6%. And I think a month later, the World Bank said 0.8% South African economy. But at the department, I've got a great economist, and he's here in the room, Derek Trusty Minister. And Derek taught me, and I still believe it because nobody has challenged that yet. And he taught me that if the economy must deliver on its developmental needs, it must grow at least by 5%. So the challenge we have is that we need to push this growth to 5% and above. In the Western Cape, we had set ourselves a target of growth by 4 to 6% by 2035, which is a tall order, but it's something that we believe we can do because of these partnerships and collaboration. Because of events like the ones we are having today, where Minister has taken it upon himself to say, I'm going to appreciate the key players in agriculture. So I'm saying this to say we value all of you. We appreciate you, and I think today Minister decorated you himself to say, I value the work that you do. Mr. Simon Sinek wrote a book, he called it Finite and Infinite Games. And I think agriculture, is an infinite game, because it will survive all of us. There must be agriculture after us. And Minister referred to there's no success without a successor that succeeds. And I think that's the message really that I think all of us must take home to our respective places to say, how do I make sure that agriculture succeeds after I've left? Agriculture must succeed after your successor has come in and he or she succeeds. With that said, thank you very much, Minister, again. And thanks to all of you colleagues. I want to invite you to some eats. As Minister said, we did not slaughter a lamb today, but there's some small nibbles here for us. Please take time to enjoy that with all of us. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you.